Welcome back to SevTech Ages of the Sky, and we're in Age 1. We finished the end of the last episode by completing Age 0. Into Age 1, there's a huge amount of stuff in here to get through, but just a bit quick preview of what we're heading for. The end of it is getting the Astral Sorcery Luminous Crafting Table. That will get us into Age 2. However, other stuff is in here. Mechanical power is in here to replace the horses. Would be so nice. The first clay bucket, if not the iron bucket, is not until the next age. But then up here we also have the regular furnace. We also have the hunting dimension if you want it. Here's the improvement for the leatherworking stuff, or dough, and that's what we're going to be using it for. That's why I've been waiting till now to make bread, because it's more efficient than doing it the way you used to make leather with that bladder. And then better beds and other bits and pieces, as well as hammers and stuff like that. So yeah, we got to get to that. However, we can do things like making a hoe, which will work straight away now. And we can also use the apiary. Now, I did go out and explore and find a beehive, so I got a couple of bees that dropped from that, and so again, just fly around and see what you can find out there. There's lots of good stuff to go through, but that's very useful. But the first thing you should do, which you may already have seen on the screen, or the first thing we should do, if you're following along, is upgrade your storage. You can use vanilla chests now if you want to, and they'll let you upgrade straight from those primal chests. However, from that you can then upgrade one chest into 2 of these wooden crates, and a wooden crate has 4 lines of storage, so very useful to have. They stack next to each other, they're nice and separate, they don't combine, so very configurable, useful for automation early game. This is Abyssalcraft wooden crates, so yes, are useful to have. Also, you can see in my inventory I have some torches, and that means if I go and get let's just get some twine, sticks, charcoal, unstyled, 2x2 crafting, etc., is pretty much everything we need to make more torches. And that means we can head down, and now we can also see those rocks have now changed into ore samples. Now, particularly this one, let's just break it, is going to be, in fact, hang on, malachite sample. Does that actually break and get me malachite? It should do, or copper clusters even. Yep, so do break it directly with your pick, and you can go around and do the same thing here. So what do these mean? These mean that in this chunk that they're in, if we just go and show chunk lines, roughly, there will be that particular ore, or there should be that particular ore. Each island will have a different type, so do you know, explore and find the ones you want, but we're going to be collecting copper clusters from geolosis. So down here you'll see I've started to dig, and down here you can already hear a skeleton with a trumpet. Let's turn the chunk boundaries off, and you can see that I have found a malachite. Now, malachite is basically going to appear in very large veins. It's not like your typical Minecraft generation, but it is very useful just to basically find one bit of it and then you just follow it wherever you need to go and find stuff. So yes, it should just keep going. I'm not going to show that on screen, of course. Mining a little bit boring. So let's get on with some progress. You see copper clusters. We're going to need to go and probably make some more cobblestone into, you know, whatever, some nice area for our smeltery stuff. And this is not a full smeltery, it's just an early porcelain heater version. So we'll need to go and construct that, and I'll bring you back when we're ready to just show early stuff for Tinker's Construct. We don't have Tinker's tools yet. It's on the way. Don't worry, we're working on it. Let's first of all shift some of this other fire-based stuff down here that we've just had this temporary setup for a while, and let's see if we can get something going with that. So first of all, we want more of those flame-grilled whoppers, and easy to create now with just a couple of shark teeth wherever I've left my thingy. To the side. There we go, 10 shark teeth. We're not going to need that many. So let's just make, I don't know, a couple of those. Yeah, oh, so nice to actually get decent crafting grids. And I'm just going to put them into that. Hopefully they're not going to set wooden crates on fire. I don't know whether that's the case or not, but hey, we'll give it a try and see whether this actually works. I did have a kiln I wanted to use here. Yep, let's put a kiln down. That should fire it just fine. And then we just want the grill from down here. Oh, some more stone is ready. And let's just put that out. We'll leave that there for now. Doesn't really much matter. And we now have our grate there to basically grill. I do like the detailing on that. They didn't have to put that different kind of things on either side, one for cooking, one for finishing, but yeah, they did, so that's fine. So this should work as a heat source and pull and push everything into that bottom area. So if I just put that should transition across and into this crate, hopefully without these setting on fire. I don't know how far this mechanic of setting these on fire goes in the pack. For example, this, if you put it right next to this, does cause fires occasionally. So I've moved them away. That's why they're not next to the walls anymore. However, we'll see on that front. Now, the last thing that does need fire here, and I think I'm going to just put it in here because this has got flames, is the cauldron. So you make cauldron with just some clay. It's not terribly hard to make. It's just unfired clay, etc., and put it through a kiln. But I think this still requires it. So let's just put that up at the back and get the cauldron down. If you wonder what the cauldron's for, mainly it's for making glue. And we have a good source of stuff for glue. And in past series, I've thrown them into Tinker's Construct smelteries. But I think, let's just see what glue is in this. It's zombie flesh. So you can do other stuff as well. Hides will do it. Buffalo hides, and that's a good way of getting them as well. And pretty much I think all the hides that we can get should transition across to glue. So let's just basically fire that up. Okay, and let's just get some glue on the go. Animal products. Maybe that will convert over some of the raw hides. Don't really need to put this into a chest or anything because they'll convert inside this interface and pop back into here once they're done. So that can stay there for now. Luckily, yeah, everything's working for that. The other thing I wanted to look at was just for, instead of hoppers, is to use, I think they're called dung pipes. Yeah, let's just make a few of those. I've not tried these before, but this should let me move stuff. Instead of moving one down and then in, using a hopper, I can just pull straight out of one side, apparently. I've never used them before. Let's give them a try. Do we have anything I want to automate right now with this stuff? I could put a crate up at the back and then do these. We'll leave it for a little while. I need to put down the Tinker's Construct stuff anyway, so that's okay. I'm not going to do it here. What's good for Tinker's Construct? What do you think? I think probably along here with a kitchen area or something along those kind of lines, or maybe further back. Actually, further back, yeah, behind here should be just fine. Okay, so Tinker's Construct. Before I get to that, I do want to do one other thing, which is go to my horse press. Hopefully the horse has not gone and escaped again. And get you. So I've got some clay blocks from the press, and with those and the cobblestone, we get Aqueduct. Okay, now Aqueduct, I think, I'll give this a try. We can move water around with it, which is one good thing, but it's not the water moving I necessarily want. It's actually something else. So I wanted to see whether we can create a really nice infinite water source. And I'm not sure whether we can or not, but I thought we'd give it a try. Why not? So I'm just going to put down that there. And I think that's it. I just want that should be act as that. So let's just get the two bladders and let's see if that acts as an infinite water source now. Still no bucket. Still can't do anything with buckets. There we go. But we got two fluid bladders. So if I take one from there and yeah, let's turn into Minecraft water. It's broken the shader, but it's an infinite water source, which means I think I need to leave the ones at the end free. Like this, maybe. Be nice if that would let me break it. How about something else? There we go. Okay, and that will do, and then we'll just replace it. Oh no! Ah, there we go. Finally, Finally, just to click the right place. So that's all good, and hopefully that should do the job quite well for water, apart from breaking the shader. And that means I no longer need the rest of the water pretty much if I need infinite water. So good tip there, I think. Right, on to Tinker's Construct. As a test to see if it still causes fires, I'm going to actually put it on some wood. This should be interesting. Put the heater down, put the melter down. They are valid now, or you can put the charcoal in there and you can still see it in this interface as well if you choose to. And then you're going to want to put down your melting basin, your casting table, and then 2 faucets, one on either side, and that should be done as far as that's concerned. I'm not sure if we have anything. I'm looking for this, but redstone, do we have any? Yeah, well, we don't have any means of actually automating the output of these yet, other than do we have even technology for levers? No, we do not even have a lever. Right, fine. So what we're going to do with that then is start to make our first metals, which will then let us upgrade our tools. Now, the island that you start on is probably going to end up being copper, and that's the first thing in here to really get to. That's bronze. Before we get to that point is copper and tin. There, but to get that we need a weak dowsing rod. Now we don't need it for the copper because we're already on the island. Oh, why can't I make a weak dowsing rod? Do I have to do something else first? Oh, I've spelled dowsing wrong. That's why it's a made up it's a made up thing with people doing that. Oak wood, any wood and sticks, fine, fair enough. Do I have any logs? Let's just use some dark oak. I went and found some, but by the time I actually found the stuff, we didn't actually need that at all. So there we go, there's a weak dowsing rod. You get the field manual for geolosis, but the important point about this weak dowsing rod is click it anywhere and it looks, I think it's the 24 or 48 blocks in that direction, and it sees if it can find ores. So click anywhere, you can see it's found 1 in 48 blocks straight down, but it's all over this island, so you click there. Take it on your adventures with you and go and find other ores in the map. So yeah, so we're around here, and start to put markers on your map for different things. What you're looking for, the only ores really available, I think at this stage, are ones that lead to copper and ones that lead to tin, and maybe corallium. Is corallium actually there yet? Corallium ore. Overworld chapter in Forbidden Knowledge for more information. Ocean and swamp biomes, yes. So you're going to want to get some of that as well. So copper, tin, and corallium. Just remember that as you're actually going around, dig down and go and explore, etc. when you're doing that. Speaking of which, I'm going to just go and grab some of this copper cluster, and then I'm going to get some other bits and pieces. I want some way, ideally, of feeding straight into our not smeltery controller, but the melter section if we can. I'm not sure if that actually will work, but let's give it a try. We need a chest, and we need a hopper, because I want this to be above, if I remember rightly, but we've got the dung pipes to try as well. Let's give this a go. Ooh, we need to put a torch up there, otherwise these will see if there's a problem with setting things on fire as well. Where was I? Yes, so we need to feed into this automatically somehow. I may well just put it around the back if it'll actually accept stuff. Hopefully it will. That'll make it a whole lot easier to actually do this. And there. Okay, that should be accessible from the front. It is. How about you? Will you actually feed it in? Yes, you will. Good. Okay, so no debilitating problems there. So we just want to get another 6. Okay, that will all feed in, and then we're going to drop it all into this side, which is basically our casting basin, which will make our first copper block. We're going to want tin, and then we're going to basically split them into ingots, hammer them, split them into ingots, recombine into bronze, and then we'll be able to upgrade our tools using bronze. That's going to need a particular kiln brick. We're going to need 8 of these, and it is just bricks and sandstone. So those should be straightforward to actually make. Clay, obviously, and sand combined. You need 8 of these, so it's not terribly much to actually to deal with. So that will let us make alloys. However, for the moment, the first thing I need to do is basically process that copper, and in the meantime, we need to make an anvil. This one, stone anvil with stone and stone slabs, which is handy because we've had some cooking up in here, unbeknownst to you guys, but I've had them ready to go in the background. It's like a stone version of your typical anvil, and you'll also get a stone hammer, stone mallet. You thought you were sick of doing the chopping block? Well, yeah, there is something entirely new. And a very, very different mechanic here completely. Yes, it's entirely different. Alright, onwards with melting, and let's see where we go. Looks like raw hides will not turn into glue after all, so let's just switch that with something that definitely will. These buffalo hides that it showed us in the crafting interface. Other stuff as well, but I'm just going to keep the rotten flesh for other purposes. Just in case we need it, and use up some actual hides from things that we no longer need. And I don't think we need the buffalo teeth anymore, because the only use for it is to make wooden gears, and we can make wooden gears now using glue. So yes, as long as you can get enough stuff to make glue with something else, some form of hides from animals, or indeed rotten flesh, wolf heads, etc., stuff like that, cook everything down. Just make sure you don't cook down wild dog pelts. I've still only got 3. Where am I? It's in one of these somewhere. I've only got 3 of them, and I need 4 for those boots. So whenever I see wild dogs, I'll have to go and get them. But for now, while everything's cooking down, I want to make an apiary. That is just some wood and some planks, it looks like. So let's just get some planks. I've already got some, so just some wood. Just 6 of it will do. Let me just go and grab this before we can upgrade our tools, and that should be good. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, and that should then let us use those bees, which will make honeycomb and other stuff as well. But let's just make the apiary. The point of the apiary, in case you're wondering, is to speed up crop growth. And we'll be able to get to a watering can in the next stage, but in this one, no. You're not watering. You're not getting a watering can. Where are my crops? Here they are. So let's just harvest some crops first of all. Let's just, in fact, we can put it down. I'm not sure what the range of this thing is, but let's just put it down over here. Okay, let's put our apiary down, and then we just load it with a bee, I think, or 2 bees, and hopefully that should start increasing the rate of crop growth. I'm not sure how fast it's going to increase, but let's just see if there's any actual change. Maybe not just yet. We'll see. Certainly not seeing any change yet. Insert into rustic apiary. Well, that's the only apiary I can create, so, well, we'll leave it and see how it actually does. So I'm leaving that in the background. Right, onward with, back to getting plates. Have you finished actually melting all 9 yet? I've got 6. The rest of the 3 are about to be done. I'm going to need to get a lot more charcoal, but that's fairly easy now that I can just automate straight through the kiln. So if I need to just throw some logs in there, it will automate up into low-grade charcoal, turn around and throw it in the middle over there with the horse, and you'll get the regular kind of charcoal blocks from that. There it is. We've got 1 block worth. Pour that out, and that should pretty much cool down pretty quickly. And then we can go and hammer it with our stone mallet to get the ingots. And from there we get access to lots of other stuff. So you can see we're working our way along this line here, again along the grey line. Bronze is going to be needed, but we're also going to need an island for coal. That's one of the other ones you want to get. Sorry, so it's not just copper, tin and corallium, it's also coal. So yeah, it tells you which biome they're in, however. However, what I tend to do, and let me show you the easiest way to do this, go and get your Volokite, fly around. And the corallium ones, what you'll tend to find is the corallium is near the edge of the outside below the top surface of the island. So there's our block of copper. I'll show you in a second. So let's just hammer this, so I can show you how different this is from oh well, yep, yeah, it's exactly the same. Okay. Let's. I need to get an ores chest fairly soon, but that's fine for now. Right. So as I was saying, yeah, let me just put that away. So let's just dump all this stuff in here. Not that. Dump all of you in there. And I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, that's everything. Right, so pick a direction. throw yourself off, and then look for the edge of the island as you're actually just moving around. So let me just use left shift to get below the top. And then when you're looking around, just look for corallium. It's like a greenish ore on the side of the island. There it is. That's corallium, and it's literally right next to our base. So that's a good place to go. That's also corallium. You can see it just there. So easy to spot in the side of the islands. The other ones, things like tin and etc., stuff like that, not quite as easy to get. You have to go and look for the ore samples. Does this have Shoggoth on it? I hope it doesn't. It does not have Shoggoth on it, which is good. Shoggoth are those caves owls here. So this means this is a corallium island, so I can dig down, grab some corallium. A stack of it will do. It's not too essential, but it is going to be coming up, so it's worthwhile having some. And you use your dowsing rod the same way as we did in the other island, except now that you can scan ahead of you in the same Y direction, and same X direction and Z direction, etc. So we're not deep enough yet, so you can just basically start digging, and eventually, whenever you get deep enough, you will see corallium appear on the scanner. Oh, hello, wild dog. Oh, please drop a pelt. Yes, at least one. Yes, two. Good. We should be able to make those boots now. And if you do see moss stone while you're out and about, pick it up because you can turn it into creeping moss with a simple crafting recipe, I think. Yep, with just some vines, which you'll get from your strainer bases. And then that will let you change the biomes in the hunting dimension to whatever you want, basically. So that's quite useful to have. Otherwise, keep your eyes out for lots of other bits and pieces. Onward to tin next. And when I say tin, I actually mean coal. So if you're following along on my seed, you'll see the coal is, well, it's quite a ways from the base. There's our home base, there's coal. That's moss stone, and then we got the cartographer down here to the south with the mulberry tree that I haven't actually picked up yet, and corallium is right next to the base. So I'll probably go back and find out the dark wood, the dark area right next to ours is something obvious like tin that I haven't actually checked. But anyway, we've got coal, and coal is actually useful. Aside from just being an alternative to charcoal, there are certain recipes that say explicitly need the coal. And I think it's this coal dust recipe through the middle stone, and that gets turned into it's part of this Necronomicon ritual, which we'll need to get basically a teleporter to the beneath, and that's vital that you actually have explicitly coal. The other stuff you can actually just get from all over the place, but yeah, it's not optional, unfortunately. So off we go, and I do need a better tool. The stone pickaxe is so slow, but the bronze one will do marvelous stuff once we actually get to it. So off I go again and to try and find tin. Okay, to find tin, we're going to want a plains biome, I think, or roofed forest. Roofed forest is easy to see, plains less so. So let's just head to plains. Roofed forest is kind of hard to actually get down onto the ground as well, of course. So yeah, let's just go for plains and see if we can find it that way. So plains, let's search for that, and then it's going to point over that direction. So let's go and head that way and see if we find tin. And here we are with tin. What you can hear above me are magma monsters. This island is pretty dangerous, but I'll show you where it is anyway. There it is in relation to my home, so it was a little bit closer. And caseritite is the thing that gives me tin, and that's all good there. So I'm going to collect quite a bit of this because I don't want to battle those magma monsters. I didn't do it the first time. I just dug in and then covered myself up. So yeah, full cowardice, but it lets me get hold of a bunch of tin, and we're going to need it mainly for bronze anyway, so I don't need a huge amount, but I'll get a stack while I'm here, or a stack of 2. And just obviously to come back later, if you want to actually do that, to get back into your mind, just dig out until you get to the side of the island. We've got monsters on the top that I don't want to deal with, so just create a landing platform, and you have available room for your Malachite to land on. And onward into Immersive Engineering with the Kiln Bricks. So let's just get those made. That should be 8 of them, and we should get an Engineer's Hammer as well, I thought. Maybe not. Engineer's Hammer? I thought the quest would have given one. Can we make it easily? Yes, copper, string, and sticks. Thankfully, I've got some copper, and some sticks, and some string somewhere. Yeah, one engineer's hammer coming up. And now you've got to place this down somewhere. It's going to be 2 by 2 by 2. I'm going to place it into the floor, I think, just so that that is right about here should be fine, I would have thought. Let's just place it down there. Hopefully that should still work. We'll soon see. And I think you need to hit the front face of it with the engineer's hammer. There we go. But you should still be able to access it from the top, so all is good there. And I need to replace that with some nice smooth stone. Anyway, from here we can then do, let's say, 3 copper ingots, and we need 1 tin, which I've just been making. It's a lot faster to make tin in the smelter than copper, of course. It melts a lot quicker. And then that needs some charcoal, which our slowest horse in the world should actually be up to date in actually doing. So off that goes. That's going to produce bronze ingots, which we can then use to make tools. So bronze pickaxe, for instance, is bronze plates, which we can make on the stone anvil. And this is much nicer than the stone one at producing, or at least in terms of speed. Again, we don't have Tinker's tools yet, but we'll get there. So all of that, those 3 metals are done. The next tier, by the way, in age 2, which we're nowhere near yet, is iron and gold. So that's something to get fairly well. I say far away. We do have to make the beneath teleporter. That is a requirement, and then to get to the astral stuff. So yeah, we've got a little bit to go, including all the Shoggoth stuff, but that's going to be maybe another day. You can go and farm it if you like. If you want to do it ahead of time before you see this, or before you see the next episode, you just go to those Shoggoth layers. And the easiest way to do it, if you're looking at these advancements, you can basically grab the statues from in those if you're particularly brave. However, what I would normally do is run down the stairs, set up a giant wall of stone so that they can't get out, and then just poke a hole through it and then start killing them. You're going to need at least maybe a stack of flesh, maybe more than a stack of flesh, to actually get to craft those. The trophies, you can craft them rather than looting them. We're not there yet, so it doesn't show up until we get some of these earlier stages stuff. So bronze is next, and then the Necronomicon is after that. So Necro, yes, okay. So Necronomicon is what you need. Corallian plague flesh. That's from your mob farm. Easy enough. Rotten flesh is where you also required to do this, and that's just twine in the center. So this should be easy enough to do. In fact, we could probably do that now. Do I have the there we are, the Corallian plague flesh, and then we also want rotten flesh. I know I have some somewhere. Why is it I'm never going to find anything when I actually want? Let's just do it the proper way. Flesh, and double click, and now it will show up. There, it was in the original chest. Of course it was. Of course it was. It's never going to be anywhere else, and then that should be fine. So we'll just make that out of the twine. Get that blank cloth going, and then we can just probably, was it these corners? I think it was, rather than re-looking this back up. And there's the Necronomicon. That's going to pop up with an achievement once we get the bronze. Are you done now? You are done. So both of those get achieved at once. And that takes us to the Abyssal statue stuff. So yeah, that's where you go and find Shoggoth layers. It says after 6 or more spawn, they'll eventually erect a monolith with a statue on top. I wouldn't bother with that. It takes well, let me show you what they're like. I'll sleep through the night, and then maybe let's see how much time's left and see if we can fit in this episode. Okay, to do this, I've gone and made my bronze pickaxe and ran out here to a Shoggoth layer. You can see it, and I've encased it in this sturdy stone. They shouldn't be able to break this stuff, but they can break regular cobblestone, so do watch out if you try that. This sturdy stone is easy to make. It is just regular stone and cobblestone crafted together, and you'll see I've got a wall of this. The stairs normally lead down that direction, but I've got this here, and I'm just going to put another torch over there. It just shouldn't matter. And I'm sort of robbing out the monolith stone while I just replace it with sturdy stone, and then I can then use it. You can see there's all the Shoggoth spawn inside. Hopefully this should be safe-ish. Oops, I don't want to break that with my sword. safe-ish. I need some way of getting the loot out, however, and I'd rather not go in there, to be perfectly honest. So I'm probably going to have to get some kind of hopper-based solution going if I can figure that out. And good to go there. So yes, do make sure you just get this done as fast as possible to get everything encased so that they can't get out, and don't annoy the stuff at the very back of the chamber. Ideally just have it so that you can get here, and then you can probably let me just get rid of you. You can probably get the loot out here if you can actually hit them. There are smaller Shoggoth and larger ones. The smaller ones move pretty quickly, and they can hit you through a 1 block thick wall. So just be very, very careful when you're actually farming them, and hopefully get some Shoggoth flesh, which we will get next episode. I don't suppose there's any magnetic stuff in here. Magnet. No magnets for now. At least nothing that maybe attract. No. Okay, so we can't do that for now. You can see they're all over the place. So we have a place to farm them, hopefully. We need the Shoggoth flesh from those. The Shoggoth flesh is... there we go. I've already got some back at the base, but that's perfectly fine. And we're then going to be able to craft the proper statues from that. And it's in use for various rituals as well. But we'll get into that next episode when we get into Abyssalcraft proper. Hopefully you enjoyed this episode. If you aren't subscribed already, please do click on the subscribe button down below, as well as click on the bell for notifications. If you want notifications of future episodes, of course, you click on the all option when the bell comes up. Other than that, click on like if you enjoyed it, and we'll see you next time for some more SevTech Ages of the Sky. Thanks for watching.